Right, so here's a short video, just a roundup on indices to help you with this week's revision form on indices. It's called Indices Exam Standard. Lots of people see indices and they instantly panic because it looks big and confusing with all the little numbers and letters. If you can look past that and remember the rules, it is just adding and subtraction, multiplying and dividing. It's just testing that you can do them. Okay, so for this first one here, 3 times 2 is 6, so I've got 6m. And hopefully we remember that with our indices, in this concept, we're going to add them. So we're going to do 2 add -4, which is -2. And that's it. Okay, I know it's tricky though, because you've got so many things to remember, and you know there's negatives that can catch you out. So I do understand that it is an overwhelming thing to look at. Okay, but try to remember it's only checking that I can add, subtract, multiply and divide. Here it looks worse. Okay, this 2 means I need to square this term and I need to square this term. So you don't need to write this, but what I've got is 4 squared and then x cubed squared. That's what I've got. We know 4 squared is 16, and this time with the indices I times them. So here I added, here is where I times them, and it's x to the 6. And that is what tricks people out. You forget often which one's which. So this is when you add. So when you're times in the terms, you add. And when it's a power of a power, you times. Okay. So these questions will help you with this worksheet. You'll notice some of them are very alike. Okay, here we've got expanding the brackets. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've got a to the half times 2a. Now remember, I can, if I wish, see that 2a, put a wee 1 there. So that means, and this line you don't need to write, a to the half times 2a to the 1. If you do need to do that, that's fine. It does help sometimes, okay? So we've got 2a, and I'm going to add these. So 1 add a half. I can write that as 1.5. Or I can write that as 3 over 2. I prefer 3 over 2. And then my second part, add, I've got a to the half times a to the -1/2. So I've got a to the 0, because a half add a -1/2 is 0. And this is important because anything to the power of 0 is 1. So my final answer is this. Now I dealt with that term and then dealt with that term. Okay. So a mark for that term and a mark for getting this and then a second for getting that. So it's 3 marks. Okay. Moving to this one. This is the one that everyone loves. It's one of my favourites actually in the course. Deal with the fraction first. 4 over 12. If you need to write it at the side, write it at the side. But you know that's the third. Okay. Now you've got r to the 4 and r to the 1. And we're going to take them away. So we've got r to the 3. And now we've got s and s to the 3. Well, that's s to the 1. 1 take away 3, s to the -2. Job done. We can, if you want, write that as 1r cubed over 3s squared. It's the exact same. Apologies, my s's look like 5s. Tell I'm a mathematician. Okay, and this is going to be just bloody. Last one. Now, these questions, super important. Super important. This 3 on the bottom, so this means 64 to the power of 2/3. This 3 on the bottom swings out and round. So it's 3 cube root of 64, and that 2 stays up there. Okay, now that gets you a mark for rewriting it. Okay, and it's worth 3 marks, but that's a mark for rewriting. So if you honestly see if it comes to it, and it's a controlled assessment or a whatever, and you're thinking, I don't know what to do, rewrite it. You've got a mark out 3. Okay, that's way better than nothing. Right, this bit in the bracket we need to deal with first. This means what number times itself 3 times makes 64. So something times something times something is 64. I would start at 2. 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4, 64. So it's 4. And you can check that in a calculator. If you type in 4 times 4 times 4, you get 64. So this bracket becomes 4. And we still got that squared. And 4 squared, 16. Okay.